Hello everybody, welcome, hello and welcome. Greetings, exactly, that's how we do it. It's the third time we can see each other on this channel.
That's right.
So I got the privilege to be like your private Polish reporter and the journalist.
I very much appreciate the work that you do, and you are beloved amongst the Poles. So you're the only person from Poland that I also know.
Not only, you know lots of Polish people already. Let's say Roof Guitars,
I know
Rafał. You are here because of NUX.
Yes.
So actually we covered your life.
Yeah, thank you.
We covered guitars.
Yeah.
Now we can cover your gear and actually what you are using to make your guitars being loud.
Yeah, sure.
How many amplifiers do you have?
I mean, I honestly don't know.
Okay.
But I think I have about 16 valve heads.
16?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I think it's 16. Sold quite a few when I moved to Malta.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have a whole load of them in storage in England. But just at the studio in Malta, I have JSM 100, Bad Cat, Hot Cat, I've got another Bad Cat, I've got RD1, I've got the Chapman, I've got like 8 amps, the Victory, Richie Kotzen combo. Mm-hmm. I've got some really nice amps, you know.
Okay, but you don't use them.
No. Yeah, and I'm quite conflicted about that because everyone knows, I mean, look, my life is on video, so you can see all the gigs and shows and workshops and videos I've done. I've always used valve amps. And only recently I looked back and realized that I'd spent a whole year and everything I had done had been with a Trident. And
NUX Trident.
Yeah, and it's like cheap, you know.
What is it, like 1,000 something zlotys? It will be something like
It's like 300 euros.
300
it's
euros.
Yeah.
But that's what you're using to play gigs and everything?
Yeah, I did a little tour of England recently, just took the Trident. It sounds great. Here's the thing. I went to China and I did like a Southeast Asia tour. Did Shanghai, Shenzhen, Guangzhou, played like 5 or 6 little shows. And one of these shows was at Music China in Shanghai. Have you been to Music China?
No, that's my dream.
Bro,
that's my dream.
You gotta go to Music China. It's mad. Absolutely crazy.
Is it better than NAMM?
It's very different. It's like 4 times the size of the NAMM show. You'd never see everything. Because
I've never been to NAMM as well. If I got a choice, I would rather go to Music China than to NAMM at the moment.
Well, it's so big that while I was there, I didn't see everything. And at the same time was a tech show that I didn't see any of. Mm-hmm. It's enormous. And they have an outdoor stage with like loads of people. And I played direct into the Trident, straight into the PA, over the same backing tracks that I played here today. And on stage I thought, this sounds really good. And then when I watched the video back, it's the best live sound I've ever had.
Okay.
It just is. It's just the truth. And I was very conflicted. You know, I'm a valve guy. I've released valve amplifiers. They're really good. But
exactly, you got your own line of amplifiers at the moment. Yeah.
Yes. So the Cloud Hammer is an amazing amplifier, but I can tweak the Trident, and I have done now, to just be brilliant. And honestly, it's the consistency too. I choose to use the Trident because I love the sound.
Do you think it is because at home as well you are using it and you got used to the feeling of it? What I'm talking about is people comparing valve amplifiers, the rear cabinet, with artificial stuff. First of all, they forget there is like another filter which is a mic.
Yeah, sure.
Because Trident and every amp academy and whatever we are using, Tonex or whatever, they are using the signal through the mic and they simulating that like this. So it is a sound of you playing in the studio we are like now. That's on the monitors.
That's exactly what it is.
It's not like the real cab next to you.
Yeah.
Do you think that you got used to that because of recording all those videos, songs and everything, and that's why it's easier for you to play? Because what what is being told. It's there is no feeling like that. I don't.
Yeah, but
people are saying I don't feel it like the same. How is it like? What's your experience with that?
I think if you are playing low volume and your fold back is coming through something cheap, then maybe you won't get as much feel. Mm-hmm. And if you are unable to look, it's only ever going to be as good as the sound is in your head that you're trying to get. So I have a very clearly defined tone that I want in my head that I'm able to find. If you don't have a very clearly defined sound and you just use built-in presets, doesn't matter what you buy, you won't get a sound that you like.
What is the sound of Rob Chapman in Rob Chapman's head?
The lead sound is a super hot Cornford Hellcat through a 4x12 open back cabinet.
Okay.
And the crunch sound is a 1974X Marshall gunned in a large room.
Okay.
I'm very specific. These sounds are imprinted in my head. And
that's the sounds that you are always looking like when you're tweaking.
Yeah, my preferred British crunch is the 74X gunned, and my preferred lead tone is that Hellcat.
How close did you get with your presets?
Well,
because I can imagine it's not so easy to do it.
Yeah, well,
like 1-to-1 exactly.
It's never going to be the same, and it's always going to be. I mean, everything's just a filter, and at some point, if you forget the name of what you were looking to make, it's just a sound. So when you are happy with the sound, you've got it. Mm-hmm. So the sound I love is Rob Chapman Clinic Patch 1. That's what I called it.
Do you know what
it's an SLO
simulated amplifier you are using for it?
It's an SLO 100.
For clean tone?
For the Trident,
cleanish.
All three. I made a clean patch with the SLO 100. I copied the settings into the rhythm and into the lead. The rhythm, I just super biased it hot, added lots of master, a little bit more gain, and then duplicate those settings, and then I added a stomp box and boosts and things for the lead tone.
Do you have this impression as well that because probably you are doing it at home, those settings, or you are tweaking them with the PA system? So
initially, I set it up through the Monarch software or whatever, the Trident software on my laptop, and just built my scenes. Mm-hmm. And then I take it to the studio and I play it loud and I tweak it on the floor. So I don't deep dive into the menu. I'm just like more presence, more mid, save, double tap, save it. That's it. Super small changes, but I've done that over months. So what you heard today, which sounds great, is just the result of more than a year and a half of little tweaks and saving every time to refine and refine and refine. And like I did today, and you saw, every gig, I will tweak it a little bit for the show. The room, the amount of people that turn up, that kind of thing.
What about the gear? Because when you go into Budapest, you are here in Warsaw, you've been to Frankfurt or wherever, they will give you a different cabinet.
Yeah.
Like even if it's...
Oh, different PA.
Different PA. Even though it is supposed to be the full range cabinet, and they all supposed to sound the same. Probably they don't. They not.
Of course not. Everything.
Do you think that you need to tweak it as well because of that?
You need to know how you want to sound. Mm-hmm. This is the problem that most people have, and unfortunately, it comes down to the software in your head. It doesn't matter. Everything sounds good now. Tone X sounds good. Helix sounds good. Kemper still sounds great.
Cheap guitars are good, expensive guitars are quite...
There's been a big levelling of gear. I could probably go and buy anything and make it sound good, to be honest. Mm-hmm. I choose to use NUX because I really like the people, and I'm very used to using the gear, and I think it sounds great, and I use it live. They pay me. But to be really honest...
Anybody would pay you anyway.
Yes.
So Tonex would pay you, Neural would pay you,
sure.
Both would pay you the same money.
So that's the thing. I am choosing to use NUX because I really like the gear, and I find it very easy and practical to get the sound quickly. And specifically with the Trident, it's just got knobs like an amp, so you can just change it, double tap, save. I'm actually trying to persuade them to make a collaborative version where I help them to develop the Trident into something I would call the Trident Road, which would be a much bigger footprint because I have quite big feet and I often hit 2 of the switches rather. It's fucking annoying. I did a gig in London and when I was playing the solo, I stood and I hit the modulation, I hit a pitch and I hit a boost. So I was wrong and loud and it was annoying. So I need a slightly bigger footprint and I want it to be like, you know, like basically waterproof, have a lithium-ion battery, have only knobs and switches, no screen at all, but accessible via a phone, like the Universal Audio Lion and Ruby, that kind of thing, but on a bigger footprint. And I think that the marketplace would love that for live, practical, simple, easy and immediate kind of stuff, which is what the Trident is. And the Cerberus they made was too. I want to do a bigger version of the Cerberus, basically.
Why did you just Trident over the Cerberus? Because Cerberus, I think it's a new... Cerberus was...
Cerberus came first, then the Trident.
So
the Cerberus doesn't have any...
I thought opposite way. No, so now I understand.
There's a lot more in the Trident.
No, now I understand. I thought it was like opposite way. I've
and they just brought out a new thing that I haven't tried, which is really... You know, I think the biggest issue with NUX is that they're so cheap that people think they are bad. And I'm telling Chen to put the price up. It doesn't sound like a €300 device. It sounds like a $799 device. You know.
Yeah, but then they will there is something in like when you're making a business, the prices as well making people thinking it's going to be good or bad because it's cheap or expensive, isn't it?
The price is part of the marketing, and if you price an electronic product at €300, people expect it to be €300 worth of value. It is not. It's not €300 worth of value. It is way more because they develop product for other brands that has the same tech and sells for a lot more. So it's, you know, it's one of those things. But they sell to countries where people don't have a lot of money. So they want to be able to keep the price consistent, and I respect that.
Yeah,
but if I owned NUX...
It cannot be different prices in different countries. That would be stupid as well. You know?
If I didn't know anything about NUX and I tweaked that Trident to get the sound I have, I would expect it to retail for €799. I really would. And I quite like the retro screen too. It's a bit like the old Digitech RP stuff.
God.
But I love it. I think it's great, and they're lovely people too.
Yeah, but
really nice.
Tonex's display is even worse than RP10 or whatever. Going back to your gear, you're using Trident, but as well you got the new model. It's called Amp Academy.
Amp Academy Stomp.
Amp Academy Stomp.
Yeah. So the difference is for me. By the way, NUX let me say anything I want. I have no holds barred. I can be super brutal, super frank. You know, I think the Amp Academy Stomp has some more accurate tones. It is much more like a real amplifier. But for live, at the moment, it doesn't have a few things that I want. So you can't program an additional boost. You can't program a tuner by just touching a foot switch. They'll probably tweak it and make it so that you can an update. And I prefer the functionality in the Trident because there's a lot more in it you can do. But it does sound much more authentic. So I have recorded with the Amp Academy Stomp and it sounds fucking mad. It sounds great. We did a track and listened back and I was like, I can't believe it sounds that good. In the mix, we were like, this is crazy, you know, I mean, just what do you want, you know?
Because you're making new music. That's what you told me before we started.
Lots of new music, yeah.
There is 2 projects.
So at the
One
moment,
is with the long name. What was the name?
Yeah. Well, so at the moment, the Rob Chapman band is releasing a live album called "Time Is the Enemy," and it's just like 10 tracks. But when that's finished release, next year we're releasing a project called Project Centurion. It's 100 tracks. Each track is a minute long, all recorded live. And we're collaborating with
a band plus extra
It's
people.
my band, our band, all recorded live, and then we have some incredible collaborators.
Can you tell who's going to be on this album?
I can tell you that one of them, for example, is Joe Satriani.
Wow. Okay.
And I wept when he sent me his track. It was unbelievable. It really was just mind-blowing.
So is it gonna be like one song a day?
Yeah, we're going
For
the plan.
for 10 days, like every day, or you plan it for like a year? Let's do it every 3 days. How it's gonna be released? 'Cause
I, at the age of 50, I got signed to a label. And the plan that the label have is we release one track a day for 100 days.
okay,
Which I think is quite cool.
3 months.
Pardon me,
Yeah?
I got some dust. Hold on. It's the Polish air.
I know. We're in Warsaw, so what you can expect. Yeah? We're not gonna cut it out.
Leave it in, man. Yeah, I mean, look, I have some crazy collaborations. If you told 18-year-old Rob, fucking up.
18 years old, that you will record with Joe Satriani. That's one thing.
I'd never believe it. Ever. I think it was the sausage.
He's gonna die here.
That might be better.
Nothing is cut out, so no worries. You can do whatever you want. Be yourself.
Oh, a little bit went the wrong way. Okay. Jesus. It's because I was feeding everyone sausage.
Yeah, exactly. He was feeding everyone sausage. There was guys coming to him after the show, trying, like to get like autograph or something, and he was giving them sausages.
Yeah, because I got this big plate of fruit and meat, and I was like, man, I can't let this go to waste.
Anyway,
So-
let's go back to this 100 song over 100 days.
Yeah.
Every single one is gonna be a minute track.
Yes.
Minute
We've
exactly,
already-
or like minute-ish?
As much as possible a minute.
Do you think it's because people doesn't have like attention anymore
Yes.
to listen to music?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to give people who are young the opportunity to listen to real, live, dirty music. We are genre agnostic. So we've already got 25 tracks recorded, mixed, mastered. So recorded and mixed. So I've got a jazz track, I've got funk track, I've got a Rage Against the Machine style kind of hip hop rock track. I've got some stuff that I wrote for Dorje. I've got some very Americana stuff. I've got loads of different genres and styles. We just go to the studio, have a coffee, write a tune, record the tune live right there. And then if we feel it's in the spirit of a particular artist, I contact them and say, would you do me the honour of being involved? And so far, almost everyone has said yes.
So is every single song gonna involve some guests?
No, not every single song. Some of them will just be us. But I like collaborating with people. And I thought it's a good opportunity to just work with some people that, Dweezil Zappa's going to be on it.
And then the name of the band is Rob Chapman.
Yeah.
But it was different as well.
Yeah, so originally it was Clockwork Wolf and Company.
Clockwork Wolf and Company.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's quite hard to chant that at a gig. And
Maybe
people... Clockwork Wolf and Company.
Even with the shortcut CWWC.
Yeah.
CWWC.
Or just Clockwork. But no, a few of my musical friends said, why don't you just call it Rob Chapman? I was like, yeah, that's not a bad idea. I mean, it is my name. And the band also thought that would be a good idea. So all of the music is rebranded to Rob Chapman. On my Spotify, you'll find all the old Monkey Lord stuff, all the old Clockwork Wolf and Company stuff is just Rob Chapman. And this new project and everything is just under Rob Chapman. But it's the Rob Chapman Band. It's a band. It's not just me. It's me, Rob Spiteri, Luke and Mark.
So it's a 4-people band. You singing, playing the guitar, bass player, drummer, and another guitar player.
But actually, my drummer can sing quite well as well, so he's involved sometimes. in the vocals.
Drummers singing look funny.
He's good.
Actually. But
They
look
look funny, but they're great.
When they got this microphone.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's me. So is it two guitars, or is it like a keyboard player, the 4th guy?
So Luke is a guitar player as well. He's a really good guitar player, but he also plays keys. So on the recording that I played we overdubbed some keys. It was the only thing that we didn't do live. And Luke can play keys and guitar at the same time.
You see?
You as well, man. We're dying.
It's something that's in the air here.
It's
really.
the sexual tension. That's what it is.
Maybe.
So we've got Mark on bass, we have Rob on the drums, we have Luke on guitar and occasionally keyboard, and then me on guitar and vocals.
Quite good set, to play like in a band, and you record everything live.
Yes.
So it's not like trackings, nothing like that. You said like
the only exception is the vocals because there's too much spillover. So yeah, everything is live. Any lead I'm doing, we put the amps in the corners of the room, or we go direct and we're using like the Amp Academy Stomp, and Luke uses the Helix, and we just go direct with those. Have some fallback in the room. Drummers obviously in the room with lots of live stuff. Bass is also direct, or it's in the room. Some of them we've recorded just with valve amps in the room.
Do you think it's why did you do it like that?
Because it's real.
Music is overproduced at the moment. You want it to be rough and dirty.
I want it to be real. I want it to have an emotional quality. I want it to be the feeling and the sound of me and my bros connecting in a room and just locking in on a tune that we wrote that morning after a coffee, and the music feels that way. So it's very exciting.
And you live in Malta now?
Yes, I've been there for 6 years.
So the band is as well made
all Maltese.
All Maltese.
Yeah.
So you got rehearsal room, studio there, everything happens there.
Yeah, so Luke Grech, who's the other guitar player, has a phenomenal studio. It's one of the main studios in Malta, and we're very lucky that we go there and we record and we write, and it's an amazing experience. And we're such good friends. They're such fucking idiots. we spend a lot of the time ordering takeaway food, laughing, chatting about stuff, and then we go, oh, we better play, write a song, It's the experience for us is much more about the relationship we have with each other, and the music comes from that.
What about this 100 song project? When you finished that, what happened?
The 10 most streamed tunes, we will expand into full length tunes and release those. And
then you will record like a proper album with songs 3 to 5 minutes.
We will
songs.
just re-record them with full-length tunes.
Do you have already those arrangements in your mind, or you will just
some of them?
You know what I mean? Did you have to cut like all longer songs into a short for the project?
No. We just record for 1 minute. And it's an interesting.
So straight from the point they started to be just 1 minute. We don't make it like longer. We don't cut it. We don't like fade it out or nothing like that.
No.
Okay.
No, we have endings. It's actually quite an interesting experiment writing something in a minute, because you don't always have the opportunity to go verse, bridge, chorus. Sometimes you need to get straight to the point. It's an interesting artistic thing. We were sold the concept of album and 3 minutes by labels. So if you just go, let's do a minute, see what we can make somebody feel in a minute, it's a very interesting thing to do.
I think in the rap scene, in hip hop scene, there is some kind of trend like this, but they make it 15 seconds.
Yeah.
15-second song, like rapping, and that's it. Just because that's what kind of attention people have on TikTok and things like that. So, but the plan is to record like them normal long.
Once the 100 have been released, the 10 most streamed will be re-recorded in a full 3-4 minute version.
So you will make people decide what they want to
hear.
They
will be collaboratively letting me know which 10 tracks they liked the most.
Do you think that you will cry for some of them that actually, that's my favorite song, and actually I wanted this to be recorded? What's going to happen with all the rest of those songs,
I don't know. I mean, I think this will be the last thing I ever sort of really focus on writing and releasing, because 100 tracks is a lot of music. And I'm very blessed that we are able to write very efficiently. Every day we've met, we've written and recorded a tune. So it's been very easy for us. And
You
I
can
think,
make it like Metallica. Load will be the album chosen by people, and Reload will be the album chosen by you.
yeah, maybe. Yeah.
From the same session.
I try not to have much of an attachment or an ego to something I've written. When I've written it, it's not mine anymore. It's the band's, it's the people's, and so just let it go.
What about your guitars?
What about them?
Because we were talking about your guitars 2 years ago,
Yeah.
not in a video. Then a year ago, where are they? What happened? Are they gonna come out? I will be able to buy them. What's going on with your guitars?
I sold 51% of Chapman to one of the biggest European distributors, the owner of one of the biggest European distributors, called Musifacts. His name is Brian van Zweterink. He's a lovely guy.
From Netherlands.
From Netherlands, yes, that's right, where I grew up. And we closed the British company and we reopened a brand new limited company in Holland, ChapmanGuitars.bv. And we took quite some time to completely redesign the range so that we would launch a completely new range at the NAB show.
Okay, so next year in January.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit of the secrets? What's new with them?
No. I can't. I mean, I can say that I spent quite some time working with my friend Trevor Wilkinson to redesign pickups.
So Trev is still there with you?
Yeah, I love Trev. Me
Okay.
and Trev will always do
So
something
there will
together.
be Trev Wilkinson's Chapman pickups in them. something
Trev,
like that?
no, they're Chapman pickups.
Chapman pickups.
But I used Trev to help me find the sound I needed within the pickups, because I had a very clear sound I wanted from each set of pickups, but I don't know anything about how a pickup works, and Trev does. So working with Trev, I actually filmed a documentary of me going to visit Wilkinson, and I didn't tell anyone what I was doing. And what I was doing was I was working with Trev to sort all the pickups for Chapman. So yeah, you're gonna see a big change.
Will there be new models, new shapes, or is it still gonna be quite same shapes with some tweaks inside?
Everything is tweaked.
Everything is tweaked.
Everything is tweaked. Some things have really big changes. Some things have smaller changes, but a lot of the changes are structural or internal changes for terms of practicality, and they are specific to my requests for things like temperature changes and humidity changes and touring. So things that would improve stability, tuning, all that kind of thing.
So carbon fiber involved, yeah?
That kind of thing.
Okay, gotcha. And built inside a NUX amp modeler as well, and then you can just...
I actually did talk to NUX about that, but they're developing their own guitar thing, so that wasn't going to happen.
How is the tour going? Where have you been already in Europe?
Yeah, really, really amazing. It's a bit sad that tomorrow is my last show.
Tomorrow in Krakow is the last one, okay.
It's the last one, yeah. I really miss my kids and my wife, so I'm excited to go home. And I promised that I'm not going to go anywhere for December, so I have a whole month off. But it's been fucking amazing. I've been to Bulgaria, Slovenia, Prague, went to Czechia, went to Munich. I've been to... Man, I've been to so many places now that I many a time have woken up and gone, which country am I in? I don't
not even
know.
the city, which country, yeah?
Yeah, in fact, I'm in Warsaw now, but I was here already on tour because we missed a flight and had to come to Warsaw to then fly somewhere else the next day. I think it was to get to Slovenia, because they shut. Basically, I was in Budapest and I needed to cross the Danube to go to Bucharest to fly, but they closed the one bridge to let me across, so we had to go all the way up, cross over on a ferry, come all the way down, and it was a bit of a nightmare. So we missed our flight, so we ended up flying to Warsaw, spent the night, hang out and had food with Rafał, and then flew on to Slovenia the next day.
What are people asking you? What kind of topics? Is it quite common for every single meeting, or is it like specific for for countries, for places?
I think some
What do they
people
want to know from Rob Chapman?
I think a lot of people want to know why NUX, because I think they're quite surprised that I would choose to use, a really affordable brand. But I'm not looking at the tone through the eyes of money. I'm hearing it through my ears and going, that's what I want. A lot of people ask about my music and the process of writing songs, which I really enjoy talking about. And a lot of people ask me, what's Chapman doing? Why did it go quiet for a year? And then I explain I sold half the business, which has been great for me because I've been able to I'm obviously very involved, but I can step back a bit and be Rob Chapman, play music and do gigs and things, and be a dad, and have the wonderful guys at Chapman and Music Facts help run things. So yeah, it's been amazing. I tell you what I've done a lot of is eat Chinese food, because I'm intolerant to gluten and dairy. The safest kind of food for me is Chinese. And there's some amazing, really original Chinese restaurants around Europe. If you have a Chinese friend, and I do in Chen, who's come with me, so he's been like, I found a really good authentic Cantonese place. Let's go there. It's been a Chinese gastronomy tour.
So even though you're in Europe, you don't eat food from Europe.
Well, I did in Poland. I had pork knuckle. So much pork knuckle. I had enough to feed 3 people. It was phenomenal.
What was the weirdest question? Do you remember like something like very, very, specific, which was like taking you out of the normal standard, going through the stage, talking stuff, having been prepared for.
Yeah.
And what was like something which was like, oh my God, what do you remember? Maybe it wasn't,
Trying to think of something that I can say.
You can say anything here.
No, I know. You know what? No one's really. Nothing is. I've done this for quite a long time now, so nothing has really been a surprise. I have been surprised by how many people turned up. 100 people plus in Bulgaria. Nobody thought that would be the case. 60 people in Slovenia.
I think today here we had 60 people.
We had a lot of people.
I think
here
there was like,
they ran out of chairs.
Yeah, we
brought in more chairs.
chairs.
People were stood up at the back. People were still coming in. I don't take any of it for granted, and honestly, it's so nice, and everyone that comes is so lovely, and it really diminishes not the value of online. But when you get to a certain point, people say negative things about you. It's normal, it's natural. But
I know something about it.
But that negative voice sure does shrink when 60 people turn up to see you, give you a hug, and they're so caring and so loving, and there's such a share of energy. You're like, that's reality. The reality is that there are people who care enough to come, and some people have driven 5 hours to see me, which is frankly fucking mad. Even I am like, I don't think I'd drive 5 hours. Wow, that's crazy. So I'm feeling pretty blessed, to be honest with you.
When you start in, you never know how many people will be there, because it's not like there is no tickets.
No, there's no tickets.
So you cannot count it. Even today we were like talking before, and you said like, oh, maybe no one will come, and I said like, no, wait. There is already people downstairs waiting for it.
I would have been happy with 10 people. It's
What is better, if there's less people or like if there's 15 or 60? Well, like interaction wise.
The ego would love 100 people.
Okay.
It feels nice, to feel loved, but it's just a different kind of experience. So, for example, in I think it was Munich, I had 12 people. But they had a beautiful corner of couches, and we all sat down. I did the workshop as normal, and then we sat down in the corner of couches, had a beer, and we just chatted for 2 hours. And we spoke about everything, and it was so nice. And there have been tears at some of these workshops. People have burst.
Really?
People have burst into tears, and it's been emotional. And I think it's kind of gone a little bit beyond Rob sells NUX gear into some of these people have had really amazing experiences and learned and benefited from being around a group of people that all kind of care about the same thing. It's been really nice. It's been really good. Men need to do more of this shit, you know.
No, I had, you know, I'm not going like on tour over the Europe, but quite sometimes I'm actually making workshops as well, and it's the same feeling, you know. I don't know how many people will pop in. Last time I've done it at the biggest festival, and there was something around like 200, 150 people.
It's great.
And I was like, wow, it's like a fucking concert, isn't it? It's beautiful. Going back to NUX, you know, we call it NUX in Poland.
Well, you're wrong. There's a little it says NU, then there's a little triangle, and then there's an X.
Okay. Are you involved as well in, because you said that actually you told them some ideas how to make it. Are you involved as well in the process of them capturing, modeling, or whatever they do with the sound?
I am not involved in any part of the development of any product. I would like to be. I think NUX has a couple of really amazing engineers. Monk is one of them. Kevin's another one. They're really good guys. But I think that this isn't my pitch to NUX, because I don't need to pitch to them. But what I bring to the table is a lot of experience, because I'm old, in clinics and touring and recording using the gear, and there are ways I would tweak it to make it more practical. And so I have pitched to them the concept of making this new product, and actually a couple of other ideas I've had, but I've got to be careful, because I come up with a lot of ideas, and then you know.
Have you been to the factory there?
Yeah, and I took my dad with me.
Okay.
And I filmed a documentary.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen this video. Yeah, exactly.
That was amazing.
How are they making it? Do they have the collection of all those Soldanos, Marshalls?
Yes, they do.
You know, is it like
if you walk into the engineer's office, it's walls and walls of gear. And not only for the development of NUX product, but for other product that Cherub Tech would make OEM or ODM for other brands. So they've got a full recording studio with Marshalls and Mesa Boogie and, you know, Soldanos and, you know, Angle, all sorts of stuff.
So they do collect it. Okay. How is the music in China? You know, where is it comparing to where we are? Because why I'm asking? Wait a sec. Why I'm asking? Yeah, because I'm thinking recently like that. We are in this zone of Fender Gibson / Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix. You know what I mean, yeah? The heritage of guitar playing and of the gear and everything is so big here in Western like, you know, culture, that for us this is a standard. Gibson is a standard, Fender is a standard, Marshall is a standard.
All right.
Do they have it the same, or for example maybe NUX or any other companies making, we never heard about them.
I want to explain.
Artists we never heard about them. It's the same big thing, and they don't look like we. Because you know, for us, like, oh, if you want to play rock, you need to have Marshall and Gibson, and that's the standard. Is it the same for? So you know what I'm asking for?
I do. Imagine this: the world that you know in Europe. Imagine there is a whole other world that is completely different, and it's in Asia.
That's what I meant.
Specifically Southeast Asia. And they have huge touring artists playing rock, metal, pop, funk, and their standards are different. They still want American guitars and products and British products, but they also have their own brands that are the mainstay for them. And it's when you go over and meet some of these artists, you're like, oh my God. And when you go on the social platforms and scroll through the videos, and it's like, instead of Chappers and the Captain, it's two Chinese guys shredding, and you're like, oh my God, it's a Chinese Chappers and the Captain. It's that kind of thing. And there's loads and loads and loads. And when I met some of the biggest Chinese guitar influencers when I was there, and they were fucking lovely and really good players and very educated and using gear that you've never heard of ever. And I have to tell you, there are some brilliant, I mean, like, one of my favorite Chinese guitar players is Gao Feng. He's incredible. You never heard of him?
Never.
Massive, massive following. What people over here don't understand is that, quite frankly, we are fed propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go there and you land in China and go, oh my God, this is so different from what I imagined, you know. And I've been around quite a lot of China now. Not just China, Southeast Asia, Singapore. I mean, man, I've been to a lot of places in Asia, and it's amazing. It's incredible. And such lovely infrastructure and such a respect for musicians and such an interest in music. And they're kind of in their 80s. Loads of shredding and rock, and, you know, that's why there is an explosion. I would say that a lot of guitar music moved to India and China and Japan, and it's there now.
Indonesia, probably, Philippines.
Right, if you put, man, Indonesia, loads of rock and metal in Indonesia. It's in Nepal even has some great rock guitar players. If you put on the radio in these countries or put on common music, there's more guitar than there is in the West. You go to England, go to Tesco or go to Lidl,
and you got this.
You will never
random
hear a guitar.
AI shit
Well, yeah.
for the elevator.
But also, you'll never hear a guitar. I mean, last time I was there, not one guitar. You go to China and you listen to, you're hearing guitar everywhere. So it's a different world, and you need an open mind. I mean, I even played a gig to the when I was in Shenzhen. I played a gig to the people in charge of that part of China.
Okay.
The mayor came to see me play. Some of the government officials came to see me play. And I was like, oh my God, Chinese government are coming to watch me play a gig. This is quite scary, and I don't know whether I'm up for this. And they were super nice. They got drunk. One of them hit on me. They're just regular people. Which, honestly, man, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, Rob's sold himself to China and now it's all, you know, honestly, man, just go there and experience it for yourself. It's very different from what we're told. Just like it is for some of them coming here, it's very different from what they're told. People with money and politics and reasons would like us to be divided, just believe this bullshit. But actually, in my experience of traveling a lot, people generally everywhere are nice.
So what you're saying is like making me thinking of it, my way of seeing the other side. I wasn't there, but I was like I'm imagining that it must be like huge. I was even saying to myself like this: if you count all people from Europe all together with American people, it still is half of us, like one country there, you know what I mean? So it's like there must be a scene with rock music, clubs and everything.
Oh yeah,
and everything,
dude,
everything like that.
We don't know about. It's a whole world. I mean, I didn't think anyone would come to the Rob Chapman workshops in China. I was so surprised. I had a full room in Shenzhen.
And do they know you?
Yes, because they shouldn't, but they get VPNs and they watch the YouTube videos and they know Chappers and the Captain and they know my songs and they were singing along to like bits of Aromancy. They knew about me and they came to the show and they asked me questions and, you know, I had audiences. It was crazy. But if you've never been to Asia, have you been to Asia ever?
No, I've never been outside of Europe.
Fuck, dude, go to Singapore. Oh, are you married?
No, I got a girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
I know where you're going. Are you married? So you
very happily married. But listen, Singapore is so beautiful. It's like paradise. It's incredible. I would go to Singapore. I would go to Shenzhen. So Shanghai, is just below Hong Kong, and then below Shanghai is Shenzhen.
Shenzhen is the place where
Shenzhen
all the music industry is placed, isn't it? Like
yes, Guangzhou and Shenzhen. Yeah, it's probably the best city I've ever been to in my life. Robots everywhere, keeping the plants watered and clean, streets clean. It's honestly, it's the best city I've ever been to. It makes London look like a third world country. I will also say that this programmed division and bullshit that people from England and other places are given, it's not just about China. Like I was always told Poland is dirty, the people they try and rob you, you know, they come to our country, but when you come to Poland and you're like, this is fucking beautiful, what the fuck? Everyone is amazing, they're so friendly, the food is great, it's beautiful, clean infrastructure, there's not a single homeless person, it's just like...
So when you're saying this, when I was going to live in England, I lived in England for 14 years.
Yeah.
I think it was 2006 when I went there.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, it's going to be a paradise. It's going to be land of opportunities. And when I went there to London, which you said like the third
from Warsaw,
from city next to Warsaw, I was like, I've seen drunkards, I've seen like buggers, I've seen homeless people, I've seen unemployment, and I was like, why? You live in such a beautiful country, you can make everything here, why are you wasting your time? And now you're saying, but I had my vision that England is, something amazingly out of this world. Of course, there was gap between what was there in Poland, then in Poland, and London then as well. The gaps is
closing.
It's closing.
There are parts of England that are super beautiful and super lovely. And
of course.
For me, it's all about the southwest because I'm a southerner, and I love the beautiful little country villages, Bradford, Avon, Bath. You
mean like Brighton area?
Brighton's
like
brilliant. I love
southwest.
I mean, I love lots of bits of England, but it's not that I don't love England. It's just that English people are lied to about Poland. Actually, we're lied to about everywhere. We're given this concept that it's no good and stay in England, but it's just bullshit. I've been to Brunei. What do you have any preconceived concept of what Brunei is like?
I know it's in Asia, but I wouldn't even point it on a map. Probably.
It is a fucking paradise. People need to travel. Please travel. It will change your life. It's the best thing about being a musician, other than making music and making friends, is traveling to these countries, meeting someone in a coffee shop and going, hey man, what's this country like? And they're like, oh, it's cool, try this sausage and have this thing and go to that place where there's a cool... Like I went to Prague.
Beautiful
place.
It's
so stunning.
Beautiful. Bulgaria
was beautiful. Slovenia. I had no preconceived concept of Slovenia. It was amazing. So there's we're told a lot of shit. Don't believe anyone in authority.
I never did.
Yeah, good.
I'm an anarchist, antichrist.
Right, okay.
I know what I want and I know how to get it.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, Rob, we can talk like that for years probably, but probably as well we are hungry and we want to eat some Chinese food now.
Yeah, man.
What are you driving?
I'm not really a car dude. I drive a Renault Megane. Just a second-hand Renault Megane. Yeah,
because you live in Malta, so probably it's like totally like a piece of, like in Greece Islands.
You can get anywhere within, look, you could drive around the entire of Malta in 2.5 hours if there was no traffic. It's tiny.
Tiny.
Yeah.
Cheers, man. Thanks a lot.
I love you, dude.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you for making nice videos.
Thank you. For inspiring me to do it as well.
Bye.
and then you can just save it. If you wanted to save it, you go boop, boop, save. Anybody else want to play with it? You don't have to do it. Anyone would like to change my settings while I'm playing?
Going to shake.
Polish people not shy. You do it, in case the range on my phone has so, you see it says AC30? Not a fan. Make that, touch it and make it something else. Okay. Not a fan of the simulation.